All right. Optimistic on Curtis Rourke. He's thrown the last few days building up. Workload will increase as the week goes on. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Michigan State, good football team, very talented offensively in the skilled areas, got very athletic quarterback, run it, throw it. Really nice receiving crew. You know, the freshmen's made a lot of big plays, good tight ends, backs are good. You know, like what they do on offense. You know, they run the ball at you outside zone, can go downhill, good play action game, out of pocket, some gizmos. Defensively, very aggressive, giving up 21 a game. Physical team, good punter, good kicker. You know, they played a tough schedule and been in a lot of close games. So it'd be a big challenge.
I know it didn't play a ton last year, their quarterback, but can you see things with when you have a first-year coach, but he brings a quarterback with him, a quarterback that's going to be familiar with a lot of what he's trying to do? Can you see a difference in a quarterback like that, maybe in the familiarity with the scheme or kind of anything that you can watch on film?
Well, yeah, he played every third series last season, I believe. Watched a lot of their tape in the off season. You know, talented guy now. Now he's the starter, so he's playing more. You know, and he's young, still young, but very talented and made a lot of good plays.
Yeah, Curt, a trend in college football has been veteran guys entering kind of the portal or leaving the team at midseason to extend their eligibility. You've had a couple, but you also have guys like Kalen Black, who a couple weeks ago was talking about, you know, he's kind of put some of his individual goals aside, pushed to play more on special teams. How important is it having and finding guys with that kind of attitude, and has it become harder given the era of the portal and movement and things like that?
Yeah, well, Kalen's a selfless guy. That's just who he is. And there's no one on the team that works harder than Kalen. And he's a great leader, highly respected. You know, he's had some key runs, and he's a big part of what we do. And, you know, the one thing about that running back rotation, you never know, you know, who's going to get the hot hand or get the carries. And so, you know, ideal world, you know, everybody earns their role, but roles change week to week, can change, do change, based on how you play Saturday, how you practice. And, you know, when everybody accepts their role, you got a great thing. Now, you know, like you said, in today's day and age, because across the country you're seeing guys after the fourth game, maybe they're playing special teams, not starting, and they go back in the portal. You know, that's been going on across the country. We've had a few too. It's disappointing to see, but it is what it is. So he's a special guy. I'm glad we got him.
Jim in front and Todd.
Curt, throughout the Big Ten season, each team that you've played from the conference has kind of had something different to offer as a challenge. What does Michigan State bring in this week that challenges you guys in an area that maybe you haven't been challenged as much so far?
Yeah, well, I got a lot of respect for Coach Smith. He's a great football coach. Did a tremendous job at Oregon State when they were in the Pac-12. That's not an easy job. He plays hard-nosed football. You know, he's going to run the outside zone a couple different ways, and, you know, duo, inside zone, and I mean, they're going to smack you in the mouth and have good play action game, but also have enough little trickery there or to keep you off balance so you're not overcommitting, and, you know, very aggressive on defense. So I think, you know, they're going to line up. They got a couple good backs, and they're going to run that ball and push it down the field and play action. And they go out of pocket with the quarterback, and you got to keep him in the pocket when he drops back because, you know, he can run around and make plays. So, you know, we're going on the road, playing in front of, you know, 70,000 people. I've never played there myself, but from what I understand, they're right up on you. And, you know, so those present new challenges. And, you know, we'll be ready if we prepare correctly.
Todd, that's it.
Curt, you guys have only fumbled twice all year, and that was in this one game. So you've had 7 games where you did not fumble the ball at all. You also on Saturday only had one penalty for 5 yards. How do you? I know every coach emphasizes avoidance of turnovers and avoidance of penalties, but how do you maintain that edge through practice as you go through the season when you got other things to work on?
Well, I mean, you get what you demand. We run a pretty structured, organized, disciplined program, and we've got a lot of character on this football team, and we've had some success, so they're listening pretty good. And, we've always been really good in the turnover ratio. I think we're +8 right now. And, the last 4 or 5 years have been really low on penalties. It was good to, those are going down as well. Again, there are things we emphasize. It's all part of being successful on the football field. And, the guys buy into it, and they have to buy into it. We spend a lot of time talking about it, working on it. And, it's as fundamental as lining up right and protecting the football, And you want to be fast, physical, relentless, but smart, disciplined, and poised, too. And, always eliminating the pre-snap penalties and being smart, with your hands, good hand placement on offense when you're blocking and blocking in front in the return game on special teams and pulling off the quarterback when it's time to pull off. So every game's a little different, but we did a good job Saturday.
Seth on your left and Zach Lee.
Curt, when you were first recruiting Zach to JMU, were you more attracted to his blocking ability or his receiving ability as a tight end? And I guess how much has he developed along the way since then as this versatile player who can do both so well?
Yeah, I saw on high school tape that he did both equally well. Played defense also, but showed tenacity, functional strength, explosion, and also, the flexibility, ball skills, and movement skills you're looking for in a receiver. And thought he really had a good chance. He wasn't real highly recruited. I was surprised. He was a little under-recruited. But as soon as he got on campus, we knew we had a good player.
Zach Lee on your right and Kent.
After going back and watching the tape, what stood out to you about Taven Jackson's performance, both good and bad, on Saturday?
Yeah, well, there was good and bad, and he's got to build on the good and eliminate the bad. And he'll have a good film session with Coach Sinceri this evening. And, like everybody else, better or worse, never stay the same, and need to be better tonight in the walkthrough.
Kent up top and Joe.
What did you enjoy most about the offensive line and their performance, especially in the second half when Washington knew you guys were going to be running the ball and they still were able to pick up the yards and grind it out?
We kind of hit the ground there in the second half. Had some key third down conversions, running the football. Ellison did a great job running. The line did a nice job, tight ends, receivers with their downfield blocking. We pulled a ball or two at quarterback. So that was good to see. Probably broke some tendencies on third down. Maybe got 1 or 2 looks on third down where they were expecting us to pass, and we ran the ball. And the back really broke tackles, and fell forward. But the line did a good job throughout the entire game. The first series we had 1 or 2 missed assignments, but after that, played very consistently like they have all year. And it's a group effort. It's not just the line; it's the backs and the tight ends and the receivers, and the quarterback gets involved when he pulls the ball. So, it brought back some memories to some of my earlier days as a head coach. I had one team, I think we had 1,400-yard rusher, 1,300-yard rusher, 800-yard rusher, and a 600-yard rusher. There were times we'd win games and throw the ball 8 to 10 times, but that was a long time ago. We don't do that anymore.
Joe on your right and Daniel.
Coach, you talked about the importance of that long third quarter drive after Washington had gotten the pick and the score. It seems like drives like that have happened a lot in conference play. What does that say of the importance of a punch is thrown and you're able to respond with 2, 3, even 4 unanswered scoring drives?
Yeah, I think when you look all year long, the offense has done a good job of responding when the defense gives up a score. And that was a critical drive. And I think we had 3 drives in this game together that were over 21 minutes. It averaged over 7 minutes a drive. So you're also keeping the ball out of their hands, keeping the defense off the field. And now I wasn't very pleased that we had to settle for a field goal at the end of the half. We should have scored at least twice down there, but didn't for various reasons. And but the offense has been pretty consistent, this all year long. Been good on third down, been good on touchdowns in the red area, been good on fourth down, responding to scores. This past Saturday was probably our most inconsistent performance. And I know all eyes are always on the quarterback. And, everybody sees when he throws a completion or incompletion. But we had some inconsistency throughout all 11 guys that were playing.
Daniel and then Jack.
Yeah, on watching film, I know you mentioned recently you're watching like 80 hours a week of that, right? I'm curious how you kind of spread that out throughout a week and whether what you're watching or trying to watch for changes as you guys try to implement, I guess.
Yeah, well, Sunday you come in, you review your game. I come in early. Like this morning I was in 4:30. Sunday I watch offense, defense, kicking before the coaches come in. Quick staff, and then I'll watch the offense with the offense. And I may cut out a few plays and watch them with the defense, but sometimes I don't. We watch special teams together, then we're on to the opponent. We normally start with explosive plays, runs plus 12, passes plus 15. Then we'll watch, 3, 4, 5 games together as a staff, and then break up on our own. And and then I'll spend an hour or two on various things tape-wise. Like this morning I came in, and there were some things I wanted to rewatch of their defense, and then watch their last 2 games on offense. I've seen them on offense a little bit through some of our exchanges, and then today is normal down distance day, walk through tonight, and so, offensively, we went back through a few things and then started on the formations. And, tomorrow's normal down distance too, so we have 2 days of that. Wednesday's third down, so I'll preview that beforehand, and then Thursday's red area, 2-point play, 2-minute goal line. So that's kind of how it's done.
Jack, and your last one.
Yeah, your team still hasn't allowed a point in the first quarter, and it's also outscoring teams a lot in the fourth quarter. I guess, what do you attribute that to, and how do you build that quality in a team where it can start games strong and then also still have enough to play well at the end of games?
Yeah, well, I think, we're executing well to start the game. And we got a lot of experienced, confident players, and they're making plays early. So, and in the fourth quarter, we've been strong. And, probably credit to a lot of things. Our strength and conditioning program has to play a role in that, I think. And, I think a lot of times we've just built that momentum, because we've been scoring and kind of distancing ourselves from whoever it is we're playing, and sort of have the momentum at that point. But, every game's different. It looked like we were had the potential to fall behind in the first quarter this past week, and D'Angelo Pons comes up with the big interception, run back for a touchdown. So, that day's coming, and it doesn't last forever. Hopefully it's not coming, but, so I think a lot of things go into play there.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.